5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome everyone to Truth, Beer, and Consequences.
Woohoo!
Woohoo indeed, Julia. This is a podcast where my co-host and I listen to and watch all of the Cincinnati-based craft beer media from the previous week. We get together at a podcast host, and today we are back at Higher Gravity Summit Park. Thank you, Higher Gravity, for being a gracious podcast host. My name's Marco. I'm in the alcohol space here locally in Cincinnati. I did used to brew beer for several years. And that other voice you heard, I know I said her name, but I did not introduce her yet because she is the best co-host in Podcast Landia.
I am Julia, and I spell quesadilla with a C.
C-A-S-E-A-D-I-L-A.
Oh, my goodness. Your stupid opinions. Seriously.
God.
If you're not listening by now, you're missing out.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. And then there's the Gnarly Gnome.
Oh. Or not.
No?
No.
No?
Nope.
Stand up if you're here.
No. Nothing.
No?
Still nothing? All right.
Nothing?
All right.
Okay.
You better not have gotten mad again. That pineapple is really good, by the way.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Was it a good one?
Oh, yeah, it was a good one.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Do we have any disclaimers before we get too much farther into the show?
Well, yes. The thoughts and opinions on this podcast are ours and ours alone. They do not reflect any entity which we may be affiliated with, such as part-time jobs, full-time jobs, third jobs, Higher Gravity, or
Summit Park.
The City of Blue Ash. And if you want to get at us, you can get at us. You can figure it out. You can read the show notes. Read the show notes, please.
Yes.
We can also tell you at the end of the pod how to find us. And also go and support our friend, the Gnarly Gnome, over at thegnarlygnome.com.
Absolutely.
We are not like the... No, that disclaimer was for myself. Julia can participate in the disclaimer if she wants, or she can speak for anybody who she wants.
I'll participate this week.
Okay.
All
right.
yeah.
Disclaimer participation.
Yes.
Sounds good. Let's see. We are not like those fake-ass podcasts out there. And you know who you are, you fake-ass podcasts.
Mm-hmm. We're looking at you.
We do the work. We do this for you. And by this, not just the content that you're hearing, but also the content that we are drinking.
Yes.
We do this for you. So we really do drink on this podcast. So that being said, Julia, what did you drinking?
From Urban Artifact, their new fruit tart, the vanilla watermelon, and it is pretty daggone good. There is a bit of a Jolly Rancher-like flavor, but I think that's mostly the vanilla because that the taste you get afterwards is almost like that kind of white when you're done with the red flesh and you're getting into the white before the actual rind.
Yeah.
That slight. It's not bitter. It's just. I don't know, but it's incredible. It is very, very good. I think that Urban knocked it out of the park with this one. It is a lot sweeter than a lot of their other Midwest fruit tarts, but it's still a damn good beer. I'm sorry, not beer.
Not beer.
Beverage.
Fruit tart. If it's not tart, is it still a fruit tart? If it's sweet, is it the Midwest fruit
sweet?
Sweet?
I'll have to think about that one.
Okay.
Brett, let us know. And how about you, Marco? What is in your glass today?
I'm having one of Mike's, Michael D. Morgan. Michael brings the D. Morgan's favorite. I'm having Narragansett.
Awesome. Speaking of Michael brings the D. Morgan, this week we only have an episode of Barstool Perspective and the weekly pint to get through, which works because it is Kolsch night.
Kolsch night.
So this is going to be a quicker episode, as is typical for us once a month, as that winds around, comes around. I don't know. Words are hard sometimes. The phrasing, I don't know.
It's once a month.
True dat.
Also, want to shout out a couple of beers podcasts. They did beer for breakfast, so go and watch that.
Adam makes beer.
Adam makes beer. I believe that was the Industry Pro. Go and watch that. Craft Parenting Podcast.
Yeah. They put out episode 240, I think.
Sure.
Sure, that sounds good. And, just kind of recapped, hey, this is why we've been gone, and this is what we're going to plan on doing coming back. There really wasn't a ton of beer talk in this comeback episode other than just what they were drinking while they were recording. But go check them out on the YouTube and on your favorite podcatcher. They're going to be putting out episodes every Thursday. I don't know if I missed it, but did they say that they were going to be going live on Thursdays for this stuff? But I don't
believe they mentioned whether they were going live.
I don't think they did. Okay, so they might do some live stuff here and there, but I'm just going to make the executive decision to say Thursdays will not be live. It'll just be the content that they recorded previously, and it will be pushed out to the general public.
Yeah.
At the end of the week.
Caroline lost her voice.
Caroline.
So
yeah.
Joe.
So just said, I can't do this without you.
Right.
My tiny hands cannot work the board, and so we need to just
big
wait.
Board.
It is a big board.
It's in the screen too.
No,
like
no
you
kidding,
can see
yeah.
the board in the shot.
Reflection. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big board.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to recapping some more mainly beer episodes, or who knows, maybe their new format is going to be segments, and they'll have a beer segment in every episode and a kids segment in every episode. We don't know. We will see.
Yeah, let's find out together.
Okay, sounds good.
And everyone go and watch.
Yes. I'll say participate, but check it out on Thursdays.
Yes.
Yes. All right, do you want to just go ahead and jump into all things Mike brings the D. Morgan with Barstool Perspective to start off? All right.
Barstool Perspective of Michael brings the D. Morgan.
Because Brett, once again, was nowhere to be found. I think he is still curled up in a ball crying about all the things happening in Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. This episode also came out or went live on Friday the 13th.
No coincidence.
No, and it was the all-stock episode. There was a lot of stock talk.
Yeah.
And like the state of business in this episode. All interesting, but it wasn't as, I don't want to say random. The topics weren't very varied.
Right.
Very varied. There we go. That's not really how you say that. They weren't varied as much as they are in previous episodes.
There was a lot that he went over, though.
Oh, absolutely. There was a ton of content in that.
He was going like rat-a-tat-tat on each one. Now, he did remember to take a breath and take a drink.
Take a sip, absolutely.
In between these transitions.
And
Great job.
I appreciate him for that. Good job, Mike.
Yes.
Someone has to keep drinking while that show is going on, and he doesn't have to talk nonstop. He can breathe. He can take a break. He can calm down if he needs to. We'll wait. We'll watch. We'll just comment in the chat afterwards.
He was on fire as soon as he went live.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it was
a sip right away.
Somebody hit the go button and boom.
Sudden, there we go.
Just shot Mike right out of a cannon, breathing hot fire.
Yes. One of the first things he talked about, Memorial Day numbers are in. As far as beer sales, alcohol sales, nothing really overly surprising.
Not surprising and not good news.
Correct. Which is not surprising. Constellation Wine and Spirit branch is down. Again, talking about like the state of businesses.
Not surprising. The problem is, like, let's just take beer for a second, down 4%. That's down 4% from last year, which was down 4%.
Right. It's still continuing to decline.
Yes.
Let's see. Brown-Forman is being accused of misleading investors. Again, more on the state of business, financialities, sort of stock-esque things by them saying, hey, we're doing better than we actually are, so you should keep giving us your money. And then they're closing cooperages and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
not good.
Not very good at all.
Not good.
Tilray stock still sucks. Will a reverse stock split help? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna have stock that's actually worth maybe $1. This is gonna be great. And then Gnome chimed in the chat and said, this just gives them even farther to fall. So my hopes and dreams of my retirement fund getting back on track dashed even before they began.
I definitely am not the person or the resource for stock information, but that's just wild what they were talking about doing.
And the only reason that they're going to try to do it is to not get dropped off of the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
It's like,
but it's,
if that's...
It's like saying 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other.
Yeah.
It's literally what it is.
Right. It doesn't... And that's why I don't get involved really in the stock market. I don't understand. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's just...
If we're going to artificially pretend to be at
better than what we are, but you're telling everyone, hey, we're doing this,
Correct.
so that the stock prices rise because we're artificially removing some. It's like you're not. It's
There-
what? Why?
it's a doomsday clock of being kicked off the whole stock exchange.
Yes. Yes.
So, along with the fact that they have shuttered a bunch of their brands that they bought,
Yep.
along with the fact that this whole bet that Brett and Mike are really thinking Tilray was on the precipice of being the go-to brand for certain types of beverages.
Right.
That all seems like that's going to get
In limbo.
blown up.
Right. It's,
So this is just a big,
they're
perfect storm of terrible news.
yes, they're grasping at straws. They're barely keeping their heads above water.
The four
So
horsemen of the
maybe-
apocalypse are coming.
And one of them is named Tilray. Maybe.
Maybe.
I wonder if so I think Gnome convinced me that I'm not going to get my money back that I invested, that like initial investment. But I'm wondering if somehow, if like I lost all of that, if it's just gone, can I claim that on my taxes somehow?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
that
asking
guy.
how to commit tax fraud on the podcast. I'm just saying, like hypothetically, I wonder.
See what happens is when you go to a casino, they bill the casinos and pay the employees with your money.
Okay.
At Tilray, unfortunately, they're going to end up just probably closing.
So wait, at a casino, if I lose money, can I get it back? And be like, lost it all. Can you just give me back what I initially? Oh.
No.
Can I claim that loss on my taxes?
I believe if it's over a certain amount.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Hey, could be. Could be.
Do not take any financial advice from me in any way, shape,
I mean,
or
if you
form.
if you make money at a casino, depending on how much it is,
you right?
you have
right.
to pay taxes.
So
on
if you lose it, like isn't that like? I mean, sure. Shouldn't I get money back for making bad financial decisions?
No.
Isn't that how the country works? Isn't that what this isn't? That's why it's great to be an American? Right?
It is. It is. It's
Damn
great to be an
straight.
American.
America. Still on stocks, Warren.
Yeah. Oh, Warren.
Warren Buffett is still buying Constellation stock, so maybe I should sell my half share of Tilray stock, because that's all I could afford with my retirement fund, and buy like a 1/10 of a share of Constellation stock, because I think that guy knows what he's doing. He does the Cheeseburger in Paradise song, right? And that's been really
that's
good.
his claim to fame.
Yeah,
Warren Buffett.
And I mean, that's still relevant today. So therefore, his financial aptitude must be.
And those really expensive margarita machines.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go to the Warren Buffett Margaritaville once it opens in Northern Kentucky. It'll be great.
Is that ever going to happen?
No.
I didn't think so.
Much like Tilray, like tracking back up.
Yeah.
There is a chance.
I went to
but you
his
don't
gift
put
shop
any-
when I was in Pigeon Forge.
Warren Buffett's. Nice.
Yeah, Warren Buffett's gift shop. Yeah.
Let's see, what else did he talk about? The Irish are trying to buck the drinking stereotype. Drinking in Ireland is down over 33%.
Shocking.
That actually kind of is.
Shocking.
That actually is. Doesn't really
33%.
impact me very much that I know, but that's a huge break. And, good for them if they're working on that, if they're being healthier, if all that. But holy hell, that's a big, big drop. California wine may be in trouble since a major distributor has left the state. This actually was very interesting.
Very,
and this
very
could be very,
interesting.
very bad for a lot of these smaller wineries out there.
And by interesting, we mean bad.
Yes. California does not allow direct-to-consumer sales for wineries, so these smaller companies either have to try to find another distributor that's willing to take their product, or, I don't know, try to pull tourism back into California to visit these wineries, which, is that really going to make enough sales to kind of keep them up and up? So, yeah.
The news of it is extremely disturbing and more disturbing than craft beer news. It's been too hot for my brain to work correctly.
And it's not going to get any better anytime
Speaking
soon.
of Elijah, thank you, buddy.
Yes,
So-
thank you, Elijah, for saving Marco's family's life.
Yeah.
Keeping them from melting into puddles.
Yeah. I think I had heat exhaustion on Saturday.
Yeah.
But so the AC at my house has been out for 9 days, 10 days, something of the nature. But it's gonna get fixed in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Just in time for July 4th.
Right before.
Right
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That is bullshit. I hope that
And the way Elijah saved us is he comes and he puts on giant angel wings and he just flaps them.
Yes, he fans
so that we're
them.
Actually, he loaned me a portable AC unit. So.
Which is practically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Elijah, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart
and
Marco's.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. Going back to Barstool Perspective, the entire hemp beverage market may be gone if legislation passes to criminalize all forms of hemp drinking on a federal level. Which, think about your favorite hemp beverages right now: Cristallo, Sunflower, Floral. What's the one from High Grain? Estrada, is that right?
I don't know.
I almost said Estrada, but that's Eric. I know, Eric Estrada. Very big fan of the hemp beverages. He is.
Punch.
That could be. He might be. Yeah.
I
don't know. Don't want to speak for him, but you never know. You never know.
You never know. Let's speak for him. Let's go ahead.
Yeah. You know what? Eric Estrada said that if the hemp beverage market is shut down, that'll be terrible.
Terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So Erik Estrada, thank you for fighting for us.
That's right.
And our right to drink hemp beverages.
That's what I do.
There we go.
I don't know if that's his voice.
I watched a terrible movie that he was in where he played a priest and was pretty much reading his lines off of a newspaper that he was supposed to be, reading. It was amazing.
Oh, I did that in Spanish class. That's how I passed. That's how I put the words inside of a newspaper that I was using as a prop.
There we go.
I think I told that story before.
I think so, yeah.
The podcast.
So yeah, that could be a very bad thing. That's, I believe, and I'm going to speak for him, I believe that's why Brett's been in Washington, to try to help talk to legislators and all that, and to say this is not the problem.
Please don't shut down the majority of my business.
Right. Like, regulations are needed. I think that everyone agrees with that. Everyone that's doing this legitimately agrees, yes, places shouldn't be selling them to under 21 people and whatever else it might be, but good Lord, this is going to be interesting to watch unfold potentially.
But it's also a 180 from what pretty much everybody was saying that the industry headwinds were like.
Right, exactly. And then the last note that I had from this episode, Gen Z is not opening bar tabs, which is screwing over businesses with credit card fees.
Let me tell you, I've witnessed this firsthand for a while now.
Yeah.
Quit being just total fucks and leave a bar tab open and then close it when you're done.
Right.
Or don't close it, because they're going to close it at the end of the night
and put a gratuity on it.
Put a gratuity on it.
Absolutely. If you think closing a tab is too much trouble, just leave it open. And also, if the reason you're doing it is to try to not drink as much, like if you have a personal reason for not doing that, okay. But if you know you're going to have more than one beverage while you're out at whatever establishment you're out at, leave the goddamn tab open.
And you can have one. Leave it open and leave.
Yeah, I've done
Don't
that.
close it.
I've done that countless times. Normally I remember to close it, but sometimes I'll go somewhere and it's like, okay, I have one. Like, give them my card. Do you want to leave it open or close? We'll just go and leave it open just in case. Even if I know I'm on a schedule, I'm probably not gonna be getting a second one, because I can always, if I want another one, the tab's already there. I don't have to get my card back. I don't.
Listen, people. Listen.
Grumble.
You people out there.
You people.
You don't understand how money works. Okay? On those transactions, it can be anywhere from 2% to 6% of that transaction goes to the credit card company.
Right.
Stop opening and closing tabs over and over and over again at the same place.
Yes.
You are slowing down the line, you are slowing down the service, and you are costing the business more money. You want to know why your pizza costs more? You want to know why your beer costs more? It's because you're driving up the fees.
You know, I wonder if Higher Gravity would let us just keep like a month-long tab, and that way they only get a, that would probably be that'd be terrible.
Want to see that.
I don't want to see it either. But you know what? If it would help them out for my tab to stay open for like a month, so they only have one fee, I'm willing to do that for them. That's the kind of person I am.
When I worked here one time, I did have a tab that ended up staying open until like the next time I showed up.
I mean, they knew where you worked.
Right.
And we were here every Tuesday, so.
Yeah.
All right. So because of that, Barstool Perspective will be holding training classes on how to properly drink at a bar. Keep an eye on their social media page for sign up and cost details. Coming soon. Those are all my notes on Barstool Perspective. Did you have anything else before the sip count?
No.
All right. Mike took a total of 14 sips during this episode. Brett was not present, so he took 0. So that is 14 sips.
That's 14, yeah.
So for our drinking game, which we say every sip means that you, the listener, has to drink 2 ounces per sip. That is 28 ounces total in this episode, or 1.75 pints.
Okay.
Not bad.
You know, he's leading the show, you know?
You know what? Absolutely. Absolutely. The only thing we have left to do is talk about the weekly pint. Not going to be a super long recap, even though it was a kind of super long show that wasn't a show. Do you need to take a break before we jump into this?
Yes.
Okay. We will be right back. Yeah. So, Marco, you have a brand new beverage in front of you?
I do.
What you got?
So, this is new to me. The Cleveland Experiment, Volume 5. This is an experimental IPA. Claiming it will send me into a different dimension.
All right.
So, be ready for that.
I'll be ready for you to blast off from your chair there.
This is with Crush, Idaho 7, and Citra hops.
From Masthead Brewing.
From Masthead Brewing, Cleveland. So,
I don't know that I've ever had bad beer from them.
Well, I was going to say Masthead is probably one of the things that doesn't suck out of Cleveland.
Yes, one of the few.
Yeah.
One of the few. All right, let's go ahead and roll through the weekly pint, episode 266. I went back and I corrected my episode numbers. So
TWP.
You know Gnome, or, would if he was here.
Yeah.
You know what I thought? I'm going to call him...
What do you have to say for yourself?
Nothing, so we can speak for him.
Yeah.
So anything we say is comes from the Gnome.
Yep.
Which he would probably be okay with, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, I think so.
This episode was called, Well, That's How Every Weekend Should Go. But unfortunately, we didn't get to hear much about how his weekend went.
We didn't get to hear much at all about how his weekend went.
Oh, terrible.
He left us hanging.
Yeah, left us wanting more. He gave us a teaser using a prop of something that he got for Father's Day, which looked awesome, but tangents and distractions abound in this episode.
Abound.
It did start off like kind of normally. We had the schnappening, which was not a schnapp, not a schnapps. I was just gonna say not a schnapp, even if that's not correct. Because why not?
He had. Do we want to say, or do we want to leave it?
He drank something that was not a schnapp that goes on kiwi. That will be the teaser that we give you on what he had. And I didn't know that his pronunciation was correct, or maybe I've just been saying it wrong my entire life, but watch this episode.
I kind of thought the same thing.
Watch and listen and judge for yourself. That's all I want to say for that.
Yeah.
So after he did his schnapp, he went for what he thought was just going to be his one drink of the night, but he ended up having more than one drink for the night.
Well, what he did was
he left it up to the viewers, which is always a bad idea.
That was one part of it. The next part of it is that he kind of knew by doing that he was setting himself up for, the possibility of things, not being so tasty.
Yes.
And then, did he or did he not hit the eject button on a couple things? You're going to have to watch to find out.
Absolutely. Well, actually, I kind of skipped ahead in my notes. After the schnapp, no, that was correct. I don't know. I can't read my stuff anymore.
Kolsch night.
Kolsch night just throws me all off.
Yeah.
So he said, do you guys want me to drink something from a sack, a can, or a ball?
Yeah.
Which
I said balls.
I said sack.
You did.
Because I did, yes. And I guess my comment popped up first, so he was like, okay, I'm drinking out of a sack, which he did not drink out of the sack. I was disappointed.
When I'm texting or I'm responding,
Right,
but
right.
the TV is like 30 seconds behind. So on my phone, it looked like I said balls and you said sack.
But on mine, yeah.
Yeah, but on his, it
was a
went
delay.
sack
And then
balls.
Yeah. Either way, it was a beverage that tasted like diabetes.
Yeah, well for
And
Brimley.
there was a little bit of a, what exactly is this, and does it contain the things that it tastes like it contains, and does it really mention who's making it, and all this stuff. All of this stuff that he was getting a little riled up about, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Not
So
quite
again-
as much as Missing Link Fest.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Didn't hit that
Definitely
level.
not. And then I'm going to kind of skip over the only kind of story that he actually brought up for the third beverage
Okay.
that he did, because he was like, okay, well, this was whatever. I'll pull out something out of the bucket of misery. Which we got the backstory to that, and it's absolutely amazing and
It's
beautiful,
exactly-
and it is how it should be. It is absolutely how
couldn't
it
have
should
been
be.
more perfect.
He had something awful again that he said, why would you even bother making this? It is so easy to make the thing that this is supposed to be representing. Just make the thing. Just make the thing. 2 ingredients, done, thing made.
Isn't it ridiculous the amount of volume
Oh,
that
yes.
Buzzballs is moving?
And big sips and
All-
clapbacks and all of those other like little
Those little
the party drink, party beverage, party whatever it was called.
is that what it is? Party beverage?
I think that's what it said. It's either
Party drink?
or party beverage. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's designed just to be something super sugary and sweet that you can kind of slam down quickly to get you just fucked up. Because I think it was like 16%, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But then it tasted
Even
so
wine
bad.
a lot of times isn't that
Right.
high in ABV.
Right. It was so bad he had to open up a third beverage,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
which was all right.
Actually turned out to be a better idea.
Yes. So in between all of those beverages, the only story that he wanted to talk about, that he got to talk about, and we kind of just, I don't know, it didn't last too long just because of the whole beverage situation. Brewdog Cincinnati is closed.
There we are.
Woohoo! And he brought
We
up
don't
a
have an
good-
applause button?
We kind of do, but I'm not prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kolsch
Sorry,
night.
guys. Kolsch night. My first initial thought, I'm not surprised that they close. I don't care that they close. And I'm just, it sucks that people lost their job because of this.
Mm-hmm.
But then later in the episode, Gnome brought up another view that said, but depending on the company, maybe sometimes it's better for these people to have lost their jobs at this company that is a piece of shit, basically. So I don't know. Maybe it still sucks. You know what I mean?
I could see where some people are on what they feel is a hamster wheel that, is essentially what it is. It leads to nowhere.
Right.
Maybe this is an opportunity to get on a path to something better rather than a hamster wheel of death. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Good riddance is all I say.
yeah, bye.
Yep.
So,
As the amazing Jeremy Clarkson gift does. Oh no. Anyway.
right.
Yes. I saw that posted multiple times in response to this story. Perfect. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that it should be and more.
Yeah.
And then the train derailment happened with the show.
Yeah,
and
train derailment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
He didn't get to talk about his Father's Day weekend. I was very sad for him.
Yeah.
So maybe next week. Maybe we'll get that next week.
Maybe.
Or
Depending
maybe
on
he's
the
just,
news. Maybe
this is
Brewdog
true.
could close again.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
Just kidding, we're back. Oh, and now we're not. And then we're back, and then we're not.
No, we're not.
Nah, they can just stay closed.
I don't know. Number one, I've never been into space.
I haven't either now.
Never been into space. But from the way that Gnome was talking about it, yes, he'd like someone to go into the space and try and make it. But at this point, I think it's too soon.
Maybe,
and the reason I say that is because he was talking about the businesses that are in that area. He listed off all the number of the ones that have closed.
Right.
And they're thinking like there's a Subway that's open.
Right.
So there's
so why would you?
There's nothing in that area right now. I think.
And their drinks at the casino. And better drinks at a brewery. But if you're going to the casino, which is right across the street, depending on what you're doing there, you might be drinking for free, even if it's not good. So, yeah. But I hope something goes into that space that just brings more traffic to the area and just helps to revitalize that part of Pendleton, and we'll see.
If someone does, I hope that that's the case.
Right.
I personally think that if you're a brewery in the area and you're looking for another space, I think you keep looking. I really do. Yeah. I think you keep looking. I
think it's enough on the outskirts that it would run into a Rebel Metal type issue, which there was more than just locations there.
No,
but that was a big part of them not, like, they were kind of busy the multiple times that I went there, but it was people that were willing to park a block or two over downtown and walk. Again, that wasn't the only issue from what I understand, but yeah, it's
your idea of Sinbev was interesting.
Yeah, I thought so.
I thought it was an interesting idea. I don't know, though, if...
I don't know that it would fit, again, because I've never been to the space, so I don't know if that would work, if any of their brands would work with that space, but...
I don't know if it's a big enough draw. See, whoever it is would have to be a big enough draw as a destination on its own.
Oh, yeah.
Like, period.
100%, yes.
On its own.
Yes.
And I don't know if at this point a tap room for them is that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I think if they put one in an area that had a concentration, actually, if they were able to make it happen in their space,
yes, that would be amazing.
That would be good, because you're within a short Uber drive or walking distance of several other places.
Yes.
And not just...
kind of walk across the street and then you jump on the streetcar to go to a handful of other places.
Right.
Yeah.
This, that spot is not that.
Yeah.
So.
No, you're right. Those are all the notes that I had, other than the sniff and a sip count. Did you have anything else to bring up for this episode of the weekly? I'm going to do it to the weekly point.
Cheers, Julia. We cheers when we mispronouncification that name.
Yes.
Actually, let's give Gnome a minute or so to talk about the episode.
Okay. Amazing insight.
Wow.
I can't argue with any of it.
So succinct.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Okay.
There were a ton of sniffs and a good number of sips as well in this episode, which was an hour and a half. Hour and a half long.
Wow. Yeah.
There were There were 36 sniffs.
My goodness.
And there were 14 sips.
Yeah.
That is a total of 50 countables, 50.
Okay.
100 ounces for our drinking game, which is 6.25 pints.
Hell yeah.
Holy cow.
Hell yeah.
Way to go, Gnome.
Way to go, Gnome.
Get our listeners
I think we could do
blasted.
6.25 pints in an hour and a half.
No. We'll see.
Here's what would happen. Here's what would happen.
I can do 6.25 Kolsch stanges in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I know that I can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we wrap things up for Kolsch night, do you have any other notes or things you would like to say before I wrap this up with our outro?
Think Brett's coming back?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He might just give up. Yeah, it is iffy. We'll find out next week, I guess, or at the end of this week, technically. Yeah. Well, if you like what we have done, do all the things you know you should do. I'm going to make it easy for you. Go to truthbeerpod.com. Links to everything, including our Patreon, which is a very good way to hear all of the unedited episodes. The only things that I will cut out are silences when we take our bathroom breaks or get additional beer. Other than that, you hear all the behind-the-scenes jokes, the things that I cut out from the public episode, and you get them a day early. You get them on Thursday instead of Friday. And if you sign up for any level of our Patreon, including free, I am kind of giving a couple free episodes out there here and there, kind of scattered throughout. So,
nice.
So you'll get something, and then you can decide if you want to help pay for our beers every month by becoming a member.
Now, I do want to say that there are no jokes in this episode.
No,
so
we don't joke about anything. Very boring.
Normally,
nothing funny at all.
Normally, 40% of the extra 60% of Patreon content is good and funny.
Yes. This is just bland.
Just none
Because it's
of that.
Kolsch night.
None of that this time.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
But it is still, patrons will still get something extra, and they'll get it a day early. So
Yeah,
you still got that.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do want to give another shout out to the Gnarly Gnome. Support him and everything that he is doing. He's putting out fantastic content. And also to our newest and some of our favorite supporters right now. We have Josh from Half-Ass Beer Review.
Yes.
Watch all of his videos on the YouTube. It is amazing beer content, beer review content. He puts together some amazingly edited videos.
Yep.
Can't wait to see what he comes out with next. Tone and the Dude 79 from Banter and Babble. It is all kinds of hobby craft and pop culture and just life talk and stuff. It's great. Their YouTube show, Let's Set the Tone, is also on your podcatcher of choice, so you can follow it there. And I am not going to shout out 70, the Dungeons and Dragons show that Drastin runs, because he is threatening to make he's threatening to rip another hole in my heart with the next arc of this story that he is currently telling.
Oh my.
I am way too invested in it.
Okay.
And if he does the thing that kind of was alluded to in this most recent episode, I don't know. Don't know if I can support that kind of anxiety. But it's awesome. It's fantastic. So
all right.
Check out all of our friends. Support all of the podcasts and the YouTube channels and the shows that we talk about week in and week out. And Marco, what do you think you're going to be doing next Tuesday?
Julia, I think I'm going to do this here.
Hell yeah, sounds
with
good.
you.
I will.
Maybe
see
no.
you here.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah.
Gnome, you going to be here? No. Yes. No. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Bye.